An estimated 85% of people struggle with getting their own self-esteem. And there's a 40% of men who literally struggle with self-esteem. What does that tell me? It's time for you to be free. So check out this whole video and don't miss any of this information. Let's go. We are the King's Men. Fam, it is time for you to reclaim your confidence and self-esteem or self-worth as a man. Fellas, I'm about to body everything that anybody ever even tried to say about you. And ladies, if you're sitting in, I'm about to body everything that the enemy has tried to say to you. So I truly believe with these 4 things that today you can finally get free from this. Because I know what it's like to be bound by this. I know what it's like to be stuck in that bubble of just saying, bro, I don't feel my own self-worth. I don't see the value of me. I just don't truly believe that I'm actually valuable. It's time to change that, man. We're going to get into it, fam. Point number 1, I want to say this: work on your self-image. You know, when I gave off the statistics of the 40% was literally men who felt ashamed to be themselves because they don't like the way that their body looks. That's 40% of men. Let that register. That's 40% of men. So from the whopping 80%, 85% of people who literally struggle with this thing, 40% of men are saying on top of that struggle, I have the struggle of saying, bro, I don't feel like I can protect my woman. I don't feel like I can protect myself. My self-esteem of my body, I just don't feel good. And man, when I tell you, that is so toxic, but it's so real. And fam, I don't think that this video came to you by mistake. I think this video came to you to truly, truly help you, because I was on Instagram and I asked someone, I asked my crowd, I asked my fellas, I was like, yo fellas, so what you struggling with? Let's talk about it and let's get it out the way. And I think that this is a good step towards understanding the power therein that you have as a man, the authority that you have as a man. But before I go off the rail, man, let me give you point number 2, okay? I found this to be vital for me because now I'm finding myself seeking more and more of this. So point number 2 is to get in a great community. You know, the Bible actually says that it's not good for man to be alone. I don't see this in the aspect of just saying that you should marry right away. I see this in the aspect of saying, okay, so it's not good for me to be alone because I don't need to be battling these thoughts isolated. This is why I joined so many communities. Some of them are paid and some of them are not. But I do this for my psyche. I do this for the absent times that I have in those periods to where I can drift off into what we call la la land, or drift off into that place to where I start feeling low about myself. I have these communities that literally pour into me as I pour into other people, saying, man, you know what? You can do this. Because even in the seasons of telling someone else that they can do it, there are still seasons that come up in your life to where you're saying, bro, I don't know if I can do it. And that's just facts. That's real talk. Whether you really agree with what I'm saying, I know that there's a point in time in your life to where you literally you feel that impact. You feel that impact of not having those relationships, right? But when you get into those good communities, you start to understand that the communities that you are in are literally helping you thrive in your purpose, and thrive understanding that your self-esteem needs to be way higher, because these people believe in you the same way that God believes in you. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to talk and teach. All right. So point number 3 is literally this: celebrate every victory. I know that may seem small. I know that may seem like it's not a big deal, bro. But to be honest with you, that is one of the biggest deals of a lifetime for you, right? Because I didn't realize, as I was doing any other things that I do in life, I actually started not celebrating, because I felt like if I celebrated now, I feel the guilt of celebrating, because it's like, okay, I succeeded, but what about these people, right? But what you don't know about not celebrating your every victories, you never show people the oil that God has on your life. You never inspire people to be more, right? So your image is not just about you. Your victories are not just about you, but your victories are to highlight for you and for everyone else that God is still good. Oh my God, I'm about to run, man. If you're on audio version, man, come over to the YouTube channel, come over to the video and catch this energy on my face, man. Because truthfully speaking, and I wrote this down, this is so beautiful. What's not celebrated will be unappreciated. BK, stop. What's not celebrated will literally be unappreciated. I noticed this in a big time factor in my life. And I'm pretty sure in your life, you start to notice, man, that I've been doing amazing things, but I've never celebrated them publicly, right? Like the only thing you may celebrate is a birthday. And fellas, I mean, most of us, we really don't even celebrate birthdays. I don't even really celebrate birthdays like that. I'm like, appreciate it. Thank you. Much love. But when you don't celebrate these things, you're teaching people to abuse the very gift that God has given you, right? So if someone tries to abuse the gift that I have, you can see publicly that God has shined a light on my gift. So you can't abuse what is already there. So you can't unappreciate what's already appreciated. Am I talking good or what? What? So they cannot count down the very thing that you've done. So understand the intentionality of these steps that I'm giving to you, and you'll start to see that you don't have to be a part of that 45%. You don't have to be a part of that 85% when God is calling you out of that bubble, when God is calling you out of that depression, out of that low self-esteem, because your esteem should always be high because God believes in you more than you believe in yourself. I'm not about to go on a rant, man. And when it comes to all of these things, this is actually the last point. When it comes to all of these things, there's one thing that I notice. Understand there's power in what you have in every room. I'll word it even better. Understand that every room you walk in, you have power. Fellas, I can only describe to you the amount of times I have decreased myself in rooms that really felt like I had power, but I felt like I had nothing. And I'm not saying you have power to the point where you can abuse it, but I'm saying I have power because I know my true anointing and I know my authenticity is what got me in the room. Ay, bro. So there is a lens on you that you may never even see, right? So I was out to eat with my family the other day, and craziest thing in the world, man. I was at a restaurant, just chilling, just kicking it. It was a young dude across the room, right? I ain't seen this young dude in years, man. And he caught my attention. I was like, yo, I said, bro, what's up? I got up, shook his hand. You know, we exchanged little details and things of that nature. And the funniest thing about it, the first thing he said in this conversation, and it shocked me because I wasn't looking for it. But when you're walking in it, you won't look for it. Here's what he said to me. He said, man, I remember, bro, in high school, I was in a couple grades lower than you, but in high school, I remember, bro, man, you always showed love. Boom. Me not knowing that I've been walking in the very power and authenticity that God has given me. I never knew that. I'm just being me. But imagine if that room that the young man was in before we even got to this moment, imagine that room in high school. Can you imagine me decreasing myself, being less than what God called me to be? Then that young man wouldn't be inspired to go through college and remember the words that I said. That young man wouldn't be inspired to play basketball from the words that I said. I never knew I was walking in it. I was just doing it. I don't want you stuck here anymore. After this conversation we just had, you should not be stuck here anymore. Your self-esteem should be boom. You should be up there because that's what God believes you should be. And the power and the authority that you have, that you keep wrestling with, like, do I have power? Do I have authority? Let me give you some reassurance, all right? So here it is, Ephesians 6:10-20. This is the New International Version. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Oh my God. For our strength or our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Bro, verse 13, therefore put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you will be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. I ain't gonna even continue, bro, because what I just did for you, I gave you true deliverance, true freedom through those steps and through this practical Bible. The Bible teaches you everything that you need to know. Did you see in the first part when it says that we be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power? So understanding that it's not your responsibility to have this power, but it is your responsibility to submit to God, you will see that fulfilling these steps and getting back your confidence as a man and your self-worth as a man will be easier than you ever thought. So the difference between now and then is you have this information. You are the king's men. So please walk like you are a part of the kingdom. God bless you, man. I pray that this video does something for you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and on the podcast, do the same thing, man. It's much love. Peace. Until the next video. Much love.